Supersize vs Superskinny portrays just how dangerous being at either end of the scale can be. And in this episode, we look at one of the most insane yet, as we meet a 19-year-old mother who already weighs over 400 pounds. And despite meeting a star of my 600 pound life during her shock therapy, could not change her ways and face the heartbreaking consequences of her eating addiction. We also look at the other end of the spectrum and meet another mother who claims she simply has no time to eat, but first they need to meet each other.
Right, Lauren, come forward. So I'm going to pair you with Shelby.
So small, I can't believe how tiny you are.
I know, my arms are like a child's.
Both of your arms, one of mine. She's really small, I can't believe it.
I was quite shocked because she's only young, and I was thinking, how did you get so big so quick?
And to be honest, I reacted the same way as Shelby. Lauren is only 19 years old and already weighs this much. She genuinely looks like someone who could be in her 40s, never mind not even being 20 yet. Despite them being opposite ends of the spectrum, they do have something in common, which is probably why Dr. Christian paired them together in the first place.
I've got a little girl, that's why I come on out.
So fine, believe it or not.
And after they have a hug, which really drives home the size difference between them, we find out more about the pair. Dr. Christian actually reveals that Lauren is the heaviest female on this season of Supersize vs Superskinny, which is just absolutely unbelievable. She genuinely must have been eating awfully since early childhood to reach the size she's at now.
19-year-old Lauren is our youngest supersizer, weighing in at over 28 stone. She's eating her way through 6,000 calories a day, 3 times the recommended daily allowance.
Feel hungry all the time, feel hungry now.
Feeding on a daily diet of greasy fast food, sugary snacks and litres of fizzy drinks, comfort eater Lauren has put on a staggering 15 stone since giving birth 3 years ago.
Probably eat a lot more when I'm bored or I'm upset. Even if I feel sick, I still carry on eating.
I think Lauren is in a pretty similar situation to a lot of people right now who feel hungry all the time, and I've spoken about this before. When all you eat is fast food and sugary treats, it spikes your blood sugar levels, which then causes them to crash down an hour or two later, which then makes you feel hungry yet again. And of course, you're just going to eat more fast food and the cycle will continue. And Lauren seems like she's an unemployed mother who sat around the house all day, which of course leads to boredom eating. And to make matters worse, she has an enabler in the house who is more than happy to allow Lauren to live like this.
Whilst Lauren struggles to carry her own weight around all day, she relies on the help of her partner Elliot to cook, clean up and run around with her daughter JC.
So Elliot will happily cook, clean and look after their daughter, while Lauren will just sit there. If you're a subscriber of the channel, which if you aren't, I would very much appreciate it if you did, because I'm trying to hit 300k by the end of the year. But if you've seen my videos before, you'll know I do try and understand everyone's situation and try and be respectful. However, Lauren really strikes me as just lazy. She's only 19 years old and is literally just watching her life pass her by because she's so addicted to junk food. And her partner is no better because he's literally just allowing her to eat herself to an early grave. It's lucky she's wanting to make a change when she's so young, because hopefully she hasn't done any long-term damage to her body yet. Outside of her health, she's also damaging the relationship with her young daughter, who is the driving force for her want to change.
Elliot does a lot more with JC.
Hey, you can't big girl, there's yours, look.
She has got a stronger bond with him than she has me.
Whoa, should we do it together? Whoa!
It does frustrate me, knowing that JC wants me to play with her and I can't.
It is upsetting because I can see it in Lauren's face that she really does want to be able to join in and do more things.
Lauren not only wants to lose weight for her daughter, she also wants to do it for herself.
I would like to get glammed up. I always said that when I lost the weight. First thing I'd buy was a dress, like a black one, a long one, skin tight one.
And despite Lauren seemingly allowing her partner to look after her baby and Lauren, the opposite is true for super skinny Shelby, who claims she barely has time to eat.
I'm a 20-year-old with a 5-month-old baby, and I'm fitting into age 12 clothes. It's just wrong. Without padded bras, I don't know where I'd be.
Weighing in at just over 6 stone, Shelby is our lightest super skinny to enter the feeding clinic. With a daily intake of just over 1,000 calories, Shelby consumes less than the required amount for a child aged 1 to 3 years.
On a bad day, I have just a slice of toast in the morning, And then maybe throughout the day, like a chocolate bar, and that would be it. I wouldn't have lunch or dinner.
Surviving most days on little more than a few slices of toast, meal skipper Shelby puts her baby's feeding times before her own.
I think the big difference between the two is that Lauren seems to get everything done for her, while Shelby seems to be the main carer for her daughter. I'm not a parent, unless you count Bruno, who you might see in the corner of my videos, but I do know being a mother is a lot of work and can be tiring. So when you have a slight aversion to food anyway, it seems like the stress of bringing up a child will just pile onto that and make it worse. Despite this, Shelby wants to make a change, and thankfully her partner is supportive.
And Shelby isn't the only one that's worried about her weight.
She was always small, but Shelby's lost a scary amount of weight really after having a baby, and she don't finish her meals, so it's a bit worrying. She wants to get help, so I'll support her.
Shelby wants to learn how to eat again, so she looks more like a woman than a child.
My biggest fear for my future is not being able to give Ava a proper bringing up that she needs. I want to enjoy the whole experience of having a baby. I'm so determined to do it for the both of us.
With both their motivations understood and the situations explained, it's time to make a change to their diet. But before this, Dr. Christian sends £400 Lauren to America to look at her potential future. And if you're a fan of My 600 Pound Life, you might recognise the person she's going to meet.
Lauren is headed for the Midwestern state of Missouri to meet an American supersizer who, like her, has put on a vast amount of weight in a short amount of time.
My name's Betty Jo Elmore. I'm 24 and I weigh 45 stone. I don't look in mirrors because I don't like what's looking back at me.
Betty Jo is 18 stone heavier than Lauren, but there are already distressing similarities. Lauren is reliant on the support of her partner, but for Betty Jo, her dependency on husband Josh has gone beyond having someone to help with the housework.
I help her with, when she takes a shower, and I help get her lower half and her back, and when I gotta wipe her after she goes number 2.
To have somebody wipe my butt, it really, really bites. I feel like I'm just somebody's burden. It's not the kind of life that anybody would want.
I've actually covered Betty Jo before, and I called her partner Josh one of the worst enablers ever on My 600 Pound Life. So it's interesting to see the crossover between the two, especially as this seems to be before My 600 Pound Life started filming. Anyway, when Lauren meets Betty Jo, she's supposed to be shocked to the core, terrified of what she could become if she continues eating this way, but the opposite seems to happen.
Nice to meet you.
As soon as she arrives,
It's just chips and cheese.
the snacking starts.
I like potato chips. Well, I want a couple more. And then I don't stop until there's no more. Yeah.
Now, everyone likes junk food, but if you're there to see how awful life can get, the last thing you should be doing is eating junk food the moment you walk through the door. This mentality of just having food and not thinking about the consequences is how both of them are eating themselves to this size. And honestly, I'm surprised that the couch is even holding, because a pair of them weigh over 1,000 pounds between them.
Carrying over 45 stone, Betty Jo rarely leaves the house. The only time she does manage to get out is for the monthly food shop with the help of Josh. She's taking Lauren along to show her just how difficult the most simple of trips can be.
Before they get to the store, there's a shot of their car driving, and the car is literally tilting to one side, because for some reason both of the women sat on the same side of the car. Anyway, when they get to the store, Josh needs to go in first to get Betty Jo's second mode of transport.
This is a motorized cart for Betty Jo. It helps her get around the store because she can't walk.
Is he coming?
Yeah.
Sometimes when we come, I have to take her home because they only got one here and someone else has it.
I think it's crazy that there's that many immobile people in this small town that sometimes the XL scooter is taken, and it shows just how bad the obesity problem is getting. And when they get in the store, they are filling their baskets with sugary drinks and snacks, which of course is not going to keep them full, and honestly is why they are both the size that they are. And Dr. Christian wants to surprise them both at the supermarket to see how they're doing in their food shop.
Both of these girls are so young, and yet life is passing them by at such a tender age. They're both dependent on their partners for basic activities of daily living. It's really distressing to see, and I hope that for Lauren, this is going to be a complete shock to her.
This is the dreadful aisle. It's hard to pass this aisle.
Yeah, I try and keep her away from these aisles.
I'm a cheese person when it comes to chips, like cheese or barbecue.
And as the girls stack up on treats, Dr. Christian is wandering the aisles ready to surprise them.
What's going on? Have I just busted you?
Yeah.
What's this? Am I impressed?
No.
What are you doing? You're supposed to be doing a job for me. And shopping is not a very regular occurrence with you, is it?
No.
Because it's difficult.
Yes. Like I miss just
You missed it.
pushing a cart and
That's quite a thing to say. I just miss walking around.
The guilt on Lauren's face when she sees Dr. Christian is pretty telling, especially when her basket is just filled with crisps and cakes. It's like instead of shock treatment, she just went over to America for a holiday to try out all the treats we don't have in England. And Lauren keeps telling the camera that she doesn't want to be like Betty Jo, but she's literally on a fast track towards not just being like Betty Jo, but actually worse. But anyway, after embarrassing Lauren at the supermarket, Dr. Christian takes the opportunity to show Lauren the insane amount of medication that Betty Jo needs to take to try and get Lauren to wake up to the consequences.
I have high blood pressure. I have seizures. I take blood thinners because like I've had a blood clot a couple of times.
And do you think you're going to be able to turn this around?
I want to go for the gastric bypass surgery. I've been to a few doctors and they want me to lose 20 stone or more by myself.
Very, very difficult to do the surgery when you're this size. You don't have to get down to my size or a healthy weight, you just have to get down a bit. But unfortunately, that bit for you is a lot.
Yeah.
Dr. Christian wants to speak to Lauren to really drive home the reality of her supersized diet.
It is easy to get to the place where Betty Jo is now. It is easier than you think.
Yeah.
It's kind of the sobering warning I want to give you. It will just happen. And I know it doesn't happen overnight, but it will just creep up on you because every day that you don't do something about it, every day you have your 6, 7, 8,000 calorie junk food day, which is pretty much every day for you, it's all adding a little bit more weight, a little bit more weight, a little bit more weight. Mm-hmm. And the more weight you put on, the less you can exercise and the harder it gets.
Despite Dr. Christian being really sincere here and having genuine concern for Lauren, there's just something on her face that makes me feel like she doesn't quite grasp how serious her situation is. It's almost like she doesn't believe she can get as big as Betty Jo, who does actually give her some words of encouragement.
You have to look at it like, you know, you are a big person, but it doesn't mean that you're any less of a person than anybody else. Come on, you have a man, you have a daughter. I guarantee you that if you were to lose, you know, some weight, that you guys would be able to do a whole lot, like walk your daughter to school together.
Now, before we go back to the UK, I should just say that Betty Jo did actually end up losing a lot of weight and actually managed her goal of having a baby with her partner. So, her story thankfully does have a happy ending. Now, back in the UK, after Lauren's shock treatment, it's time for the diet swap.
First up, it's breakfast.
Don't think I've ever just had one piece toast put in front of me.
I don't think I've ever had cola for breakfast before. It's a first.
Shelby is simply overwhelmed by the size of her breakfast. 3 thick sausages, 3 rashers of bacon, 2 eggs, 3 hash browns, 2 thick slices of toast, and a pint of cola.
Quite rightly, Shelby is pretty terrified of this. In the UK, this is called a full English breakfast, but this is a very large portion, and we'd usually have this like once a week, if that. And no one I know has a full pint of probably full sugar Coke for breakfast. This meal alone is probably well over 1,500 calories, and although there's a decent amount of protein, there's also a lot of fat and of course sugar. And Lauren's breakfast isn't exactly great either, with it being a single slice of buttered toast, and both of them are shocked at how each other eat.
So is this just like a normal kind of size that you'd usually have for breakfast? I think it's crazy, it's massive.
I don't know how you can be struggling. You're not going to try the bacon?
I really have a dislike to it, but I will give it a go. So, here it goes. I don't know why. I just
I'm going to eat this now. The last bit.
I suppose when it's the only thing that you've got in front of you, you have to enjoy it. This is hard.
I'm hungry.
I'm struggling. I think I'm done. Hopefully I'll do a little bit more each time. It's just the beginning.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Lauren looks on longingly as her enormous breakfast hits the bottom of the bin.
It was way too big and I'm not used to greasy food and I wouldn't really have that ever. So it was quite a shock to the system.
I can't wait for lunch to come. I'm really hungry now.
I know I'm really focusing on Lauren here, but I just find her situation so sad. She's only 19 years old, and you can actually hear when she talks, she sounds out of breath. And honestly, I just feel so sorry for her daughter, because her mother is prioritising food over a relationship with her. And although Lauren is disappointed with her tiny breakfast, her disappointment will only grow when she sees her lunch, or lack of it.
Struggling on just a slice of toast all morning, Lauren is desperate for something more substantial for lunch. Instead, she gets a glass of water.
Why is there anything there?
Because I skip some meals and lunch is mainly one that I skip.
Yeah. No wonder there's nothing to her. There's nothing on the plate, well, literally.
Shelby, on the other hand, has to take on 2 gigantic cheese and onion sandwiches, a big bowl of cheesy crisps, a pint of squash and some flavoured water.
Oh, I don't like onions. And it's big bits of cheese as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
The cows must love you.
The lunch that Lauren usually has isn't too crazy. Yes, it's a lot of food, and she obviously doesn't need 2 sandwiches, because she's probably gone through an entire loaf of bread at this point, but it's not as bad as some of the meals we've seen or will see. Shelby's, on the other hand, is pretty shocking. She's only had 1 slice of bread in the morning, and still has had nothing else other than a glass of water. I'm surprised that she's even still functioning, especially considering the fact that she has a young child to take care of. And she's only had about 200 calories the entire day so far, and her dinner won't get any better.
It's time to face dinner. For Lauren, it's a cheese toastie.
I can't believe you just eat that for dinner.
Must have been a bad day.
Really bad day.
Yeah.
My little girl eats more than you do.
So does mine.
And Shelby doesn't get off lightly, facing 2 double cheeseburgers, a large plate of fries covered in ketchup, and another sugary dose of cola and squash.
It's clear that Lauren is having these burgers from McDonald's most nights, which makes her situation even more confusing and frustrating. She's clearly at home a lot of the time, so she doesn't even have the excuse that she's too busy to cook. It's just laziness, plain and simple. I know she might not have the right education and she might not know how to cook properly, but she's got time to learn. The worst part is that clearly Lauren doesn't care about her own health, but these habits will pass down to her daughter too, and it ends in a pretty nasty cycle of childhood obesity.
Fast food is just full of rubbish. I just think you should lay off having so much.
I do feel bad for making you suffer like that, but then in the long run it will do you good, you know? It'll show you that your diet's rubbish and so's mine, obviously.
Lauren does have a good point, and Shelby saying that Lauren's diet is bad seems a bit hypocritical, because Shelby's diet is literally 3 slices of bread a day and some cheese. There's barely any nutritional value in there at all, and it's all just beige and boring. However, this is the first day of the diet swap, and if you thought it would get any better the next day, you would be right, sort of.
It's breakfast on day 2 in the feeding clinic, and it seems Lauren's luck is in. Today, it's 2 slices of toast. For Shelby, it's 2 potato waffles, a whole tin of beans, and 3 thick slices of buttery toast.
You look a bit more happy than yesterday morning.
I'm a little bit more at ease because it isn't so
In your face.
frightening from yesterday's. And I was relieved that it didn't have so much meat on it and grease. It was a lot healthier compared to yesterday's meals.
Where's the butter?
Probably a rushed morning, just grabbed it out of the toaster and ate it.
Oh my. Shelby seems to go for beige coloured food. That's all she has. Whole beige.
Lauren spots what we mentioned before, that Shelby's food is literally just all beige, but maybe beige food is better than no food, which is exactly what Lauren is going to get for lunch.
Within a couple of hours, lunch is served, and for Shelby, it's an enormous carb and fat-fueled feast.
It's all getting on top of me. I just feel sick of food.
I think you should try.
Is that mayonnaise?
Yeah.
Shelby faces her biggest meal so far with yet another takeaway. A large chicken burger, a plate full of fries covered in mayonnaise, 2 pork pies, a large helping of crisps, 2 chocolate cupcakes, 1 chocolate bar, and all washed down with a pint of sugary squash.
Okay, now Lauren is looking like the hypocrite, because this food is literally all beige. There's got to be over 2,000 calories in this meal alone, and all of it is just fat, sugar, and junk. I don't understand how Lauren can get to this place where she eats this much food and not just immediately throw up, because it is an absolute mountain. And then you add on what looks to be an entire jar of mayonnaise. There's just a sickening amount of food here, yet Lauren seems to see no issue with it.
Do you really eat all of this in one sitting?
Yeah.
More fast food.
It's just easier to order a takeaway.
Food was disgusting. Mayonnaise was hanging out of the burger. Where there was so much grease in the burger, the bread went soggy.
Fed up, Shelby confronts Lauren over her fast food habit.
I think it's really bad the amount of takeaways you do eat. It's just way too much. I think it's just habit of eating this much.
Yeah, it is. I felt a bit embarrassed actually putting all that in front of her.
I'm finished.
Maybe it's just because Lauren sits at home all day with nothing to do, and I get she'll be eating out of boredom, but I'm sorry, this is just ridiculous. She doesn't look after her daughter, she doesn't work, she doesn't clean the house, she gets takeaways for every meal. I'm sat here wondering, what does Lauren do in a day? I've genuinely never been so frustrated watching an episode than I have been while watching this one.
Now the penny is finally starting to drop. Dr. Christian wants to ensure Lauren understands the potential damage she is doing through her endless supply of white bread.
Oh my God.
But first, he wants to find out if Lauren is aware how much bread she actually eats.
That is actually what you eat in a week.
Wow.
2 loaves of bread a week, just for you.
I know, I never think I'd eat that much.
40 slices of bread a week, 160 a month, 2,000 slices of bread a year. And do you know what? That is exactly how many are here.
I can't believe it.
Lauren's 40 slices a week adds up to a shocking 4,000 calories, but that's not the only worry. The white bread is having a dire effect on Lauren's blood sugar levels.
What happens with this nice white fluffy bread is that when you eat it, it puts your blood sugar levels right up. In kicks all your insulin and all the mechanisms designed to control blood sugar, and whoom, down your blood sugar drops, in fact plummets. When your blood sugar's down, you'll be hungry. You'll be looking to put that blood sugar up again. So what you do after vast quantities of white bread, ironically, you're going to want to eat more.
Yeah.
Consequences of eating more means the weight carries on piling on.
I don't like the demonization of foods that occur in these shows, but this is pretty accurate. Lauren constantly feels hungry, but she's eating foods which will spike her blood sugar massively. If you like white bread like Lauren does, maybe think about swapping it out for sourdough, which is still bread but causes a slower rise in your blood sugar, and it's not a sharp spike and it won't give you that crash. Dr. Christian's main concern for Lauren is diabetes, and wants to embed a fear in her in order to change her diet.
Dr. Christian wants to show Lauren the serious consequences of diabetes. Over 3 million people in England have this condition, and a recent report estimates that by 2025 there will be a staggering 5 million sufferers in the UK.
That is horrible. Ugh.
This chap's missing a toe, his big toe's gone, amputated as a result of diabetes. Diabetes affects your circulation and also your nerves. It damages nerves so they don't work anymore, so you can't feel when you have problems. So when you've injured yourself, you can't feel it. So infections set in, you don't know they've set in. Circulation is poor, so things don't heal very well. Even the slightest bit, this is sort of the great raw ulcer going deep down there.
Yeah.
I don't want you to get this.
No.
You are in full control of not getting this. If you lose the weight, your risk of getting this will plummet in the same way that your blood sugars plummet after lunch.
Dr. Christian showed me this horrible picture. Honestly, it knocked me sick. I was really shocked by the diabetes because I've had it in my family before, so it has always been a worry, but it made me think, oh my God, I do need to change.
And after Lauren's diabetes scare, it's time for the final meal.
This is so good. Like, even though it's really small, it's still so nice to have something proper. Not just bread. I don't want bread again. I haven't seen enough today to last me a lifetime.
Whilst Lauren enjoys her first proper meal of chicken curry and rice, Shelby gets more of Lauren's bread-based food. Half a pepperoni pizza covered in garlic sauce, 1 large garlic and cheese baguette, 2 sausage rolls, 2 pints of squash, and a cup of hot chocolate.
I know it's more fast food, but I'm not struggling as much as I was yesterday.
Yeah.
I've kind of come to terms with food now.
Yeah, I got used to it a little bit more. I've definitely learned it's just a habit, it's something that I do because I'm bored.
I've definitely learnt that it is not okay to go without food. I won't go skipping meals now and stuff like that because I know how important and stuff it is.
And it's not just the skipped meals that Shelby needs to change.
Why are you picking it?
I'm just picking off the pepperonis and stuff. I'm very bland and on my food. That's something I'm going to take away from here as well, to try flavours and get to enjoy them and stuff.
Yeah. Give it a go, you might as well start now.
Okay. How about it? It's not too bad.
See?
This final meal sort of left me with some optimism that both of them would actually change their habits. Just the way that Shelby sort of tried to eat more, and Lauren even saying that she doesn't want bread after what Dr. Christian showed her. Before they leave the feeding clinic, Dr. Christian gives them both their diet plans. For Shelby, it's not only to eat more food and to snack in between meals, but to also have more colour and variety instead of her beige bread-based meals. For Lauren, she has a calorie target of 2,500 calories, with the goal of cutting out starchy food and to eat more vegetables and protein, which should be fairly easy to follow with a meal plan. And after some time, they are welcomed back to the clinic to be weighed to see if they stuck to their respective plans.
Today is really important to me because it's the start of a new chapter in my life. If I don't get the results I want, then obviously I'm just going to have to try harder and keep going until I get the results that I want.
Can't wait to know the results. I've worked so hard for it. My family have been there all the way, so it'd be really nice to go back and tell them that I've lost the weight.
And with the pair both saying they've stuck to the plans, it's time for the truth to be revealed.
You look really well. Your health has certainly improved. I think you've both done fantastically well. Shelby, we're going to do you first, all right? What do you think? A few pounds you'd like, wouldn't you? I know.
Yeah, maybe a few pounds.
Well, Shelby, I can tell you that you have put on half a stone. Half a stone in weight. 7 pounds in weight.
God.
Are you pleased?
Oh, yeah, definitely. So pleased. So I didn't expect it to be that much, quite that much, but...
No, you didn't. Half stone's fantastic. Not only that, you've put on 4 inches somewhere. Has anywhere felt
On my
bigger
chest.
to you? Yeah, have you noticed? Not bad, eh?
Not bad at all.
I thought
I'm
you'd
going
like
to keep going.
Lauren, you put a lot into this, haven't you?
Yeah.
So you want to do well. And you have done well. You have lost a stone in weight.
Oh my God.
Are you pleased?
Yeah.
Well done. That is a lot, and you can tell you've worked hard for that, and there's no stopping you now.
It's exactly really about the amount that I'd like you to use. The right speed, the right time. It's not a diet. This is, I hope, changing your eating habits that becomes a lifestyle for the rest of your lives. Would you agree with that?
Definitely agree,
Yeah?
Yeah.
Good. I'm really proud of you both.
Honestly, I was so pleased with both of them that they each stuck to their goals, especially with the fact that Shelby gained way more weight than anyone thought she would. Now, I wanted to find an update on both of them since their episode aired and see if they'd stuck to their goals. And while I found Shelby's public Twitter account where she seems to be happy and healthy with her kids, I did find a disturbing update on Lauren. Just 2 years after the episode had aired, at 21 years old, Lauren suffered a fatal heart attack. It's heartbreaking to imagine that her daughter now needs to live life without her mother because of her food addiction. I know this is a pretty sad way to end the video, but there's no easy way to break this sort of news, and honestly, I was as surprised as you are that she couldn't change her diet to save her life, and this really showcases the dangers of being morbidly obese. Now, if you want to watch more Supersize VS Superskinny, which have more happy endings, click the video that's on your screen now. Make sure you follow my Instagram at BigCraigYT, subscribe so you don't miss a video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.